Hi, everybody. Welcome to another Chats with Chaudhry. I hope you're safe and well. This smiley gentleman facing me is someone I saw in person last year, but I haven't actually had a proper chat with him for over 2 years, actually. So I'm delighted to be joined by Adam Anderson, who is the Executive VP for Pharma at Informa Markets. And we are going to be previewing CPHI worldwide. But before that, we're going to find out a bit more about what's been happening at Informa Markets and also look at what some of the trends are within pharma. So Adam, first of all, it's lovely to see you, my friend. How are you?
Lovely to see you as well. Thank you for having me. I'm doing well. Thank you.
And how is the wonderful world of Amsterdam these days?
Amsterdam is good. We've had a lovely summer, exceptionally nice, as people like to point out to me, and very pleasant and warm. So it's been very nice as we anticipate the rainy winter.
Fantastic. Well, look, first of all, congratulations on your promotion to Executive VP. I know that's a few months ago, but I hadn't had a chance to congratulate you.
Thank you very much. Yes.
Now, as I said, you and I actually spoke and did an interview during the pandemic when we talked about what was happening with Informa Markets and what was happening with pharma events. Obviously, since then, you've had 2 Pharmapacks and a CPHI worldwide, and now you're obviously working towards CPHI worldwide 2022 in Frankfurt. So I suppose my first question to you is, what's been happening at Informa Markets and how have you been developing your communications to the pharma sector?
Yeah, great question. I think, obviously it was very challenging holding events the last couple of years and, condensed schedules and limiting what we could do in terms of having our full event experience. So I think what we focused on that time was how to improve the whole experience overall and really from the exhibitor logging in, communication to attendees registering for events and helping prepare people for the events, but also giving them the year-round content and information they need to enjoy the events, but also keep up with trends in the market. And I think so. We really, whether you call an event hybrid or smart or whatever the terminology you use, I think we really look at it as a holistic experience. We've really focused on that entire customer journey from beginning to end. There's still work to be done, and we'll keep iterating and making it better and better with feedback and testing out new things. We were very excited last year at Informa to launch a new app and then really debut it this year at Pharmapack in North America, CPHI North America. That took place the same week in May this year because of scheduling challenges. And it was really an opportunity to really show what we've been working on with single sign-on with our Iris passport, which is Iris is a data collection tool we use across Informa Markets to really better inform us of our attendees and visitors and our exhibitors and connect them better with others at our events. And then also including things like lead retrieval and meetings setting, appointment setting right in the app. So make it easy for people to connect, interact right on the show floor or from the comfort of their home. So that's one of the big things we're working on. And then I think CPHI and Pharmapack traditionally they're really known for their events historically. And one thing we really focused on during COVID was really developing our digital strategy, digital 365 content strategy, really bringing that to market. Now I have a robust webinar series year round, several other digital products we launched, and really keeping that content as one of our core offerings, make sure that there's marketing services we offer year round.
Right. I mean, one thing I was going to ask you is though, that obviously, as you said, one thing before I say anything is that when Adam says that CPHI North American Pharmapack clashed, he actually went to both events. He was in Philly for
this is true, yes,
and then flew over to Paris for Pharmapack, which was, I think, very brave of you to do that. And I was amazed that you actually managed to do that and look fresh. Actually, that was what I was amazed about.
Well, I couldn't miss either event, and we are nothing without our team here in Amsterdam and in the U.S. and around the world and producing our events. And I wanted to be there to support our teams locally wherever they are and try to make as many of our events as possible. So looking forward to being at our India show later this year, and, as many shows as I can over the next year.
Fantastic. Well, look, so the question I was going to ask you is that having been to CPHI North America this year in Pharmapack and obviously CPHI worldwide in Milano last year, what's the feedback been from exhibitors and visitors to coming back to events, and have their expectations changed having been away and obviously been used to virtual stuff. I know obviously everyone's going to say, yeah, they're delighted to be back. It's great to be face to face. But in terms of expectations now, have expectations changed from a visitor's point of view and from a exhibitor's point of view as what they're going to get out of a live event?
Yes, I think as Informa and just as my responsibilities, I talk to a lot of peers in the business around the world, and in the events business per se, and different in pharma, but also in other segments and other industries. And I think the consensus is that people are approaching. They're very intentional about their choices now. They're, hey, I'm choosing to travel. If you haven't traveled consistently over the last couple of years, maybe you're thinking a little bit differently about how you do that. But also for return on investment. But what that has yielded is really a focus on quality over quantity. So instead of saying, let's focus on the foot traffic and the number of people we saw, it's like, wow, we had 100 quality meetings at this week's event. That is what we really will focus on. And so we take that and really developing products and services to help really hone in on that quality instead of having thousands of leads. Like maybe you've got hundreds of leads, but we've helped select them and really curate those, make sure that you have the best leads possible.
Right. Okay. And I mean, obviously, you're responsible for Informa Markets on the pharma side. I know you've got EBD, which is a sister company, and you've also got Informa Connect. So how do the three work together, or do they work together in terms of the pharma market?
Yes, well, the EBD group and Anna Crispin, my colleague who leads that group, their focus has always been so much on the biopharma sector. And so for us, when we were first coming together as UBM and Informa, that was a first win for us in terms of collaboration and saying, well, this is a legacy small molecule portfolio in CPHI. And then you have the EBD group and Informa Connect, really focus on large molecules, trending sector, and so content rich. And so that was an area that we were at that time, we're not as adept in. So we found it as an immediate win. And I think also at the time in 2018, we were meeting in CPHI Madrid, but they had their bioproduction event happening in Dublin that same week. So we thought, why are we doing this for ourselves? If we're all going to be one company, let's work this together and make this happen, to bring the industry together, which is what we as Informa like to do with all of our portfolio events.
Right. Okay. Now, what trends have you seen over the last 12 months within the pharma space, and how will CPHI Worldwide reflect this?
I think the biggest trend we see is, and it's nothing new, but I think there's more intense focus on it, and it's being expressed in many different ways around sustainability and the ESG framework and guidelines that people are working towards. I think there's a larger focus on, I think you saw supply chain issues and somewhere some geocentric or geopolitical issues happening where countries during COVID were saying, maybe we won't trade as much, or worried about supplies getting, moving to other parts of the world and limiting their own capacity to produce, continue to produce medicines. And then other parts of the world, it was just the logistics and pure volume and or lack thereof, or lack of ability to ship, or expenses. And
sure.
So I think you see a lot of companies looking at their sourcing strategies. We need to look at secondary sourcing, but then also how sustainable is this long term, and how do we create a sustainability within our organization? Maybe they're sourcing more locally. It's not like food. You can't say, oh, we're going to go source around the farm around the corner, but they have like, can we source within our own continent? Can we source within North America, or within India, for example, instead of like shipping things around the world, and to like tighten up the supply chain, and but also do it more. And then how does that, they're realizing maybe that's more sustainable long term. But sustainability, whether it's in packaging, drug delivery, sourcing, how people are offsetting what their carbon output is, all of that is really one of the most critical things. I think you're seeing investors more and more become aware of that, and so then companies are really reflecting that. How we're reflecting that and really expressing that at CPHI Frankfurt this year is we have our first ever innovation and sustainability theater that's in Hall 3, and that will be really focused on sustainability issues. We had an ESG workshop in North America this year in Philadelphia that was really well received, and really great, amazing content, and really how do investors look at the market, and then how do companies react to that. And it was really, I think it's something that can't be ignored, and that we also ourselves as an event organizer are doing all we can to really make sure that we're limiting our carbon output, but also our waste overall. So asking exhibitors to do their part, attendees and visitors to do their part, offsetting their travel, really being conscious about that. Doing an audit this year, really having someone come in as a third party, say, let's audit the entire event to say, what's our overall impact? How do we improve upon that? But also recognizing how impactful it is when you come to get together in Frankfurt. A lot of people are saying they're actually saving multiple trips because they are able to do so much business in one time.
Fantastic. So let's talk a bit more about CPHI then. So if I'm a visitor planning which show I should go and attend this year for the last quarter, and there are a lot of them out there, why should they be attending CPHI Worldwide in Frankfurt this year?
Well, it's the show of shows. I think it's the big show, and it's for the pharma industry. It's really where the global pharma industry comes to connect. It's look back to 2019, and while we tried to compare things to 2019 because that was pre-COVID and such a fantastic large show, it looks like it'll be around the same size in terms of overall visitors there. Of course, the show floor is somewhat smaller, but actually it's not that much smaller. So I think you'll see even an improved experience this year. But it's where everybody around the world comes to connect either online or in person. What we're doing this year to compensate for those who cannot travel is we have a Connect to Frankfurt event on September 28th. And that event is all about getting people ready, prepared for the in-person event, but also getting those who cannot travel prepared to connect with people around the world. So everyone should register for that. Connect to Frankfurt on September 28th. We'll have some trend outlooks from a lot of leaders in the industry. We'll have our CPHI Pharma Awards shortlist. And then we also have our startup showcase with 10 selected startups, really showcasing some new innovations in the industry. But CPHI Frankfurt is really where the world comes together, the pharma world comes together every year. We're very excited to be back there this year, really be able to fully deliver on an event and what the full CPHI experience is, and even more so this year with new exciting features and activities to really engage people throughout the week.
Right. So you mentioned new exciting features and activities. So what are those new exciting features and activities?
Well, some of you just have to see there in person, but a lot of it is a lot of it's centered around our new branding. So as many people will notice, we've refreshed the entire branding for our entire portfolio. I think the branding itself had been in place for a number of years and sort of some iterative changes, but nothing really significant. So one of the main reasons we really had to come back out as we reemerged from COVID and the pandemic was saying, okay, how do we come back out to market with all of our live events, really express ourselves as a digital year-round brand, not just around the events, really using that foundational business and really, also using our brand to express who we are. We are part of the pharma industry. And as we say in our new tagline, we are at the heart of pharma. Because when you're at our events, when you are meeting with people, you are experiencing the wonderful connection with people that you're in the heart of the pharma industry. So many people have said to us they really enjoy all the digital offerings we've created over the last couple of years, but there is no substitute for coming face to face and meeting people together and really building off that trust. And relationships in the pharma industry are really critical to building those successful business partnerships. And so many times we've heard that over and over again, that people want to meet face to face, even over many years, really build up that strong partnership to bring successful project or medicine to market.
Fantastic. All right. So, Adam, I think I've taken enough of your time. So I'm sure you've got a busy schedule for the rest of the day. So final question then. Well, not even a question, but is there anything else you'd like to add for the viewers who are watching right now regarding to CPHI Worldwide?
Just looking forward to having everybody back together. That's where I personally and our team really are thrived. We look forward to meeting everybody and welcome you all to Frankfurt in person and online. Register as soon as you can to make sure you reserve your spot, and look forward to seeing many more CPHI events in person, online around the world.
Fantastic, Adam. Well, thank you very much for that. Well, good luck with the build up. I know it's always a bit stressful as you're trying to make sure everything is fantastic leading up to a show, especially the size of CPHI. But as I say to other people who have got big shows, nothing changes that experience of the morning of the first day of the show when all the carpets are down and everything is up, and then you see that your team have done that. It's quite an amazing feeling. So good luck with the build up. I hope it all goes well, and I look forward to seeing you in person, obviously, at CPHI Worldwide in Frankfurt as well. And there you go, viewers. If you would like to know more about what's happening at CPHI Worldwide, well, the link will be above the video, so you can click on that to find out what the various things are happening at the event, how to register, and also more about the September the 28th event that Adam was talking about, so you can learn more about what's going on there as well. So Adam, once again, thank you very much for your time, and viewers, thank you for watching. Hopefully I'll see you at CPHI Worldwide in November as well. And until next time, stay well and stay safe. Bye-bye.
Thanks so much, Riz. Thank you. Bye.